For every minute spent planning, 9 is saved in execution. If that doesn't motivate you to plan for what lies ahead or for your day in advance, then I don't know what will. But anyway, let me try to convince you. Hi, I'm Leleti, and here we talk about money and general lifestyle issues. The keyword in this page or channel is growth. So in today's video, we'll be talking about planning your day to maximize on productivity. So in order to have a most productive day, the best thing to do is to plan for it. Expect to have a good day first and foremost. Then plan for the activities that lies ahead of you. The best time to plan for your day is the day before you sleep the day before, or the first thing when you wake up in the morning, before you check your social media sites, before you read your newspaper, before you watch the news, before any other information crosses you. You already have what you expect to do on that day. Just have that first. List those activities first, and then whatever else comes in, then you can go adjusting. So the way to plan your day is in 3 steps. The first step is to write every activity down. Have a checklist. Write down everything that you intend to do on that day or the following day. Have it written down. They say what gets written down gets done. There you are also aware, like there's a checkpoint. You can check out what you're doing, and when you're writing down, then you also remember things that maybe you are not in mind but needs to be done. The plan is to have everything down, because sometimes you think you don't have much, but once you write them down, then you see, oh, I have so much to do in so little that time. So you are motivated to wake up and start early, to start your day early. Also, there may be an activity that you'll be looking forward to do on that day, because there is, in the order of things, there is that which that you enjoy doing, so you'll be looking forward to doing that. The next step after writing your checklist is to give them priorities. You see, you have just listed everything. No matter how minor or major they appear, you have them written down. Now you give them priorities. Like, this one is more important than this. Like, you can list them like this is 1, 2. You can say 1 is the highest priority, and the higher number is the least in the order of priorities. So you just give them the priorities. When listing the priorities, there are many ways to list your priorities. It may be what seems most important to you, or you can use the 80-20 rule. If you have not subscribed, please kindly join this family and let's grow together. Or you can also use the 90-10 rule. The 80-20 rule is just that you maximize on fewer activities, but that has the greatest impact. Like, you have a list of 10 items. So in the 80-20 rule, out of these 10 items that you need, that needs to be attained, you choose 2 that are most important or have the greatest impact. Like, they can't all be as important as each other, so you choose the 2 most important or with the highest level of priority, and you start with those. The 90-10 rule is where in the order of priorities, maybe you have 10 activities that needs to be done on that particular day, and out of those 10, there is 1 that is most important or has the greatest impact. In the 80-20, it is you choose 2. 90-10, you choose 1. So when you're choosing the one that you'll need to start with, you can ask yourself, if I only had time to do just 1 activity before I leave for a week or for some time, like I only have to do 1 activity and it will make if I leave, I will be at peace. Like, for the rest of the week, at least I had that accomplished before I left. So that is the one that has the greatest impact. It is the highest level of priority. It is the one that gets done. So you choose that one and you do it. you choose that one. You're listing the priority, or you choose that one. Then number 3 in the studies is like, you're not just listing things for the sake of listing them. You're choosing them so that you can get them done. You're writing them down so that you can have them done. So number 3 in the steps is to choose the item that you're going to do. You start acting on it and you stick to it to completion. Like, finish what you start. Just make sure that what you start, like they say, if it is worth doing, then it is worth doing right. So you stick to it until it is done. That is called single handling. Like, you handle one activity until it is done. Like, you don't do 1,000 little things and they are all work in progress at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, there's nothing that you have finished. This is success is in completion. And the completion is the most successful strategy. Success is in completion. Unaona, everything is about completion. So don't start these little things. Don't touch everything, and at the end of the day you did not finish anything. That is why when you're also accepting responsibilities, tasks, everything, or what you're going to do, like, don't just accept anything for the sake of it. Accept what you're going to do and finish well. If it is worth doing, that is what I tell myself. If it is worth doing, then it is worth doing right. So handle one activity at a time and see it to completion. Now then we have to talk about the advantages of planning and listing down your tasks for the day. One of them is you already know what you're going to do on that day, so you're able to plan for the resources or anything that you'll be needing, or workmanship, whatever you'll need during that day. You are able to plan for it in advance because you already know, I will need this thing for this activity. Also, you're able to plan your time such that if you need to do 3 things on one side of the town, then you can like combine them and do them in one trip. 2, it creates discipline. Like this single handling thing, you choose a task and stick to it to the end. You finish what you start. This gives you a lot of because you endure. Like, unajua unafikanga katikati sometimes and then you're like, this is not what I signed up for. But because you've told yourself you're finishing it, you're going to push yourself and see it through. You're going to see it through, so that it gives you the discipline. And the third thing it gives you is gratitude, because you have it written down. On a normal day, you go to work, you do these things, and you finish and you go home. Like, it's just umefanya tu kazi. Ama you come home, you do your chores, you do these things, you grab things here and there, and then you go to sleep. But when you have them written down, at the end of the day, you're like, oh wow, so I did this and this and this, and you even thank yourself, like, oh girl, you're doing something here, you managed to do this. Oh, more power to you. Mona, you have appreciation and more gratitude to yourself, to the people who enabled you to finish your tasks, to the resources availed to you, and also you also need to learn to, you also are aware of what resources we will need in future. Like in this activity, I would have done it sooner if I had this. I would have been able to finish this sooner if I had this. Or next time it would be easier if I had this. So you also know what better ways to do things, and you're able to perfect your skills. That will be all for today. I am really hoping that you start to write, even if it is not everything that you need to do. Like, I know we do it in our minds, in like the way kids say, remember 5, put 5 in your head. So you're like, today I might do this, and but it's just there. Like, it's anybody's game at that point. Like, may or may not get done, but what we are going for is getting it done, because if it is important, you're going to do it, and then there'll be less procrastination. It is here, like, you not see it on your list. Today is in your list, tomorrow it's on your list, you're pushing it forward, you push it again forward, you push it again forward, eventually you're going to see like, let me just finish this thing. Maybe that book about Eat the Frog First, like do the hardest task first. That when it is out of the way, you feel like, oh, you can breathe now, you can do other things, and you're like, if I could do that, then everything else just child's play. You can finish that fast. If you've already eaten the frog, obviously not literally, but if you are able to do that, then you can do anything at that point. You're practically unbreakable. You can do anything. So go do anything. Also that book, that book, do epic shit. So go ahead and do epic shit. And there's nothing that becomes successful without a plan. You don't just stumble on success. You plan for success. You expect it too. That's why people at the top are not surprised that they're at the top, because they worked for it. They got there in their heads first. Like, you work for a goal, and then you work continually at that goal until it is so clear in your head that even when it comes, it's just a deja vu, because you've been there. You got this thing a while back. It is just deja vu, like you've been here before. You've never physically been there, but in your mind, you've been here several times. You've been here. This is where this has actually become your dwelling place. So go do epic shit. Thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Comment on what you do to plan your day, how you make it easier for yourself. Share, like, notification button so that you're notified every time I upload a new video.